will transport you to somewhere in West Yorkshire a little bit earlier on today. Well, it's brisk in the Colne Valley this morning. Welcome to the centre of Slough. I've positioned myself next to the Huddersfield Narrow Canal, which will be the epicentre of events this weekend for the Slough Moonraking Festival. And I'm delighted to say that the event coordinator, Jill Bond, is accompanying me for a canal-side stroll. Hello, Jill.
Good morning. Hi.
Now, for folk who don't know, and I know many around this part will know exactly the story, what is this all about, please?
Well, we rake the Slough Moon out of the water of the canal in celebration of the fact that Slathwaite has a folk story about being the Moonrakers, which is linked to rather dodgy dealings, basically, on the canal, and smugglers getting caught hiding their illicit liquor. And by way of hiding what they're doing, they tell the constabulary that they are merely raking the moon out of the canal. So we've taken that story and we've twisted it about, and now, in celebration of our wonderful village, we really do rake the moon out of the canal, and together with some glorious handmade lanterns, we carry our moon with the lanterns round the village.
How much of this is born out of some semblance of fact, or is the story fiction?
Oh no, it's not fiction. And in fact, if we've got a great little video actually from the library who looked back, and in the 17th century, people who were smugglers were referred to, even in the court record, as moonrakers. So, really based on fact.
It does sound like the local constabulary weren't up to much at those times.
Well, they were a bit of a sort of private enterprise, weren't they, at the time? I think they were probably more like customs men. If you think about the canals at that time, would have been a bit like the M62 of their day. So they were really just policing the goods going up and down.
It's a bit of a drab Thursday morning as we stand here. I know it's not going to be like this on Saturday. No. What will this area of Slough be like on Saturday night?
Well, hopefully it'll be full of people, particularly people who have made their wonderful lanterns. We've been working at the watershed, which is in the middle of Slough, all week. We've been absolutely sold out in terms of our workshops. Everyone has been full, which will generate over 200 beautiful sculptural lanterns. They will gather down here, and there will be some street theatre, some music going on. So our lovely businesses here will be serving hot drinks and lovely moonraking-y things. Then we will do our reenactment of the moonraking on the water, and our procession will then set off round the hilltop area of Slough. On our website you'll see a little map, so you can get the idea. And then we come back, we celebrate the moon, we send her back up into the sky, and then people are invited to come to lots of lovely after parties all around the village and have a lovely evening out in Slough.
You've given us the history of sort of the moonraking itself. What about the history of the festival? How long has it been going? Is it an annual thing? Just tell us about that, Jill.
Well, it started in 1985. Me and my partner Andy Burton, we came to the village and we set up a little arts company called Satellite Arts, and we heard about this story. We had come from a sort of event making background, had learnt how to make lanterns and put the two things together, and we just thought, what a wonderful story. Everybody knew it, so we didn't have to convince people. And it started off in a small way, just people with their young children. And then over that time, over 30 years, one has to say, that dates me a bit, sorry, we have done it. We don't do it annually anymore because basically we can't turn it round at that time. It's got, quite a big thing. It's organised by a local we've become a charity, so local people get involved to help organise it. I coordinate it, and we have artists who come in and help us create what is basically an illuminated mobile artwork that everybody is part of.
Well, listen, I mean, the weather's turning a little bit worse at the moment. The wind's whipping round a bit. Can we, during this record that people are going to listen to on BBC Radio Leeds, make our way to did you say the watershed?
The watershed. I'll take you through a little cut through, which is new because we're standing outside the big globe mill at the moment that's been renovated in the middle of the village. We're going to cut through there and that'll bring us out just opposite the watershed.
Lovely stuff. Well, you have a listen to this record while we make our way inside to see some of these wonderful lanterns that Jill has been talking about. The event coordinator of the Slough Moonraking Festival. What's the watershed, Jill?
So the watershed is a participatory arts building. We do all sorts of different workshops, performances and events, and we host creative businesses who want to do the same or be based here. So this is effectively the base for Slathwaite Moonraking.
Very good. I notice you keep flipping between Slough and Slathwaite. Which do you prefer?
Well, it depends who I'm talking to, actually. You can use both, but never Slathwaite. That really shows that you're somebody from
Offcumden.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Slough or Slathwaite, I suppose if in my telephone voice,
yes,
I would say Slathwaite.
Yes.
But if I'm just talking to people, I just say Slough.
Right. Let's go in there because I understand there's tons of people in here making these lanterns. Morning. Hello. Crikey. I mean, I know it's half term, but there's folk everywhere, Jill. Just explain what people have been doing, please.
So what we're making are willow and tissue paper sculptural lanterns. We have a theme every time we do a festival, and this theme is water. So everybody is inspired by our theme to make anything that is to do with water.
Right, well, let's go into this room, and lots of people in here. And so what's been going on in this? I mean, there's 20 or 30 folk in here busying away. I don't want to get anything wrong. It looks like there's a duck and a turtle.
Yes, we've got a little snail, I think, over there, and lots of octopi, if that's the plural, being done. I think up there's a bucket and possibly a watering can. So, in fact, lots of different sculptural shapes. Now, there's a very distinctive thing about Moonraking lanterns.
Yeah.
They are covered in white tissue paper, as you can see.
Yeah.
We don't use colour because what we want is for the patterning, and if you just look over here, you'll see some swirls of willow in the framework of the lantern, and when they are lit, that framework shines out in the pattern. So they're white lanterns which make the procession look really distinctive on the night.
Can I talk to a few? I'm just going to try and...
You've got some lovely people here. This is Libby.
Hello, Libby.
Hello.
Are you from Slough?
I am, yeah.
How long have you been moonraking then?
Since I was born. It started a few years before I was born, and so I've just been doing it forever.
How big a thing is it to the good folk of Slough at the Moonraking Festival?
I mean, I think it depends who you ask, but generally I think it's a really big thing, and it's a really big community kind of spirit, and it's really nice that everyone comes together and everyone joins in, and it started bringing other people in as well from different villages, which was really nice.
Different countries, I've heard.
And different countries,
right,
yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, this is Justin, he's my fiancé, and he's flown over, he lives in the States, and he's flown over especially.
Right, you've flown over from the States to make a duck.
That's right.
Yeah, whereabouts in America are you from?
Utah.
Right, very good. Have you ever heard of anything like the Slough Moonraking Festival in your part of the world?
No, nothing like this. Never seen lanterns like this. I thought she was a bit mad when she said the morning right after I fly for 14 hours that we're going to a lantern making workshop, but it's been great.
Yeah, good. And are you looking forward to Saturday night?
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
Marvellous. Well, does the duck have a name?
It doesn't. It needs a name. So if anyone's got a good name for a duck.
Do you like your basketball, Justin?
I'm not a big basketball
fan. I'm trying to think, because the Utah Jazz, that's what they're called. Jazz, that would have worked, wouldn't it?
Jazz the duck.
Jazz the duck. That's pretty good.
Right, enjoy it. Lovely to meet you both. Thank you. There's a family busy over here. I'm going to come and talk to you. Is that all right? What's your name?
I'm Lizzie.
Hello, Lizzie. And who's on your team?
We've got Gordon, Henry and Wilfred.
Right, and tell us what you've made.
We've made a turtle.
Right. Does the turtle have I've just named a duck over there. Does this turtle have a name?
Yep.
John Peterson.
What's John Peterson? It's very specific. Why is it called John Peterson?
I don't know.
We're not really
He wanted it to
sure.
be called John, and I wanted it to be called Peterson, so we combined them.
Very good.
There we go. You got your answer.
Teamwork
There you
makes
go.
the dream work there, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Hey, this is lovely. Lovely to meet you all. Jill, can we go into the next room? Because it's absolute bedlam. I'm going to take some photos of some of these wonderful lanterns and post them on our social media. So, double the size, double the people.
Yes.
Double the lanterns.
Double the lanterns. As you can see, we're on our last day of lantern making now. So it's all hands on deck. Everybody's trying to get their lantern covered, get one made if they've just come today. They've got just today to get it done. So yes, it all builds up the energy of it all.
It was a family affair in there. I understand this is a family
Yes.
affair for you as well, isn't it?
It is a family affair. I've got here my lovely granddaughter Lila.
Hello, Lila.
Hi.
What have you been making?
A turtle called Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. Why is it called Jeffrey? Shrugging your shoulders doesn't work on the radio.
I don't know.
You don't know. And how many times? I mean, you won't have been to many Moonraking festivals because how old are you?
10.
10. Do you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Lovely stuff. Lovely.
In fact, Lila is very good at being a helper and helping people glue and construct. So she's really coming up in the family tradition, aren't you?
Your daughter Lila's mum also does some of the organising. Hey, she is. Look at that, right on cue. Hello, Sky.
Hello.
Tell us what you do.
Well, I have been managing the lantern workshops and getting them all ready and making sure there's enough space for everybody and they know what they're doing. And we've got all the equipment, ordering everything and coordinating that side of the festival, really.
It's a brilliant atmosphere.
It is. It has been like this all week as well. We're on our final day of lantern making, but we have been at capacity since last Saturday making lanterns.
I'm going to use a horrible bit of jargon here, but you seem to have got so much buy-in from everybody. There's families here, there's all locals here getting involved.
Yes, absolutely. The energy and the want and need for this festival and the excitement, even from people that have never done it before, it makes you want to continue to do it, even though it's quite a lot of work to put on.
Well, lovely to meet you both. Jill, one more thing. I've been told to ask, can I have a look at your Kraken?
How very dare you. Of course. Come this way, my
lead
dear.
on. Now, this is the third room, and I've been told that there's a big no entry sign, and this is a very, very secret room. But us here at BBC Radio Leeds have been granted special permission to go into the Kraken room and have a look at what's going on. So what's in here then, Jill?
Well, this is one of our set-piece lanterns. This won't be being processed, which will be obvious if you're going to take any pictures. But it started life as a schools project. So the lovely Alan Scully, who I'm sure you'll have a little word with, started off by making tentacles in schools.
Right.
So the 4 little village schools have all contributed to this piece. And then here, Alan has been working with his team from Be More Outdoors, which is the forest school in Slough, to create the Kraken body.
Right, Alan, just decide. I know this is radio. I will post some pictures, as I say, on social media, but just describe what you've got here in the Kraken room.
In the Kraken room, well, we've got a rather large structure. I'm a little bit fearful of getting it out of the building, but it's about 3 metres long and about 1.5 metres wide and nearly as tall as I am. It's quite light though, being made of willow, and it looks at the moment like a big slug. But
So do I.
Yes, once it's got the tentacles on, well, we're hoping that it'll extend about 30 feet.
Right.
In the various directions.
Brilliant.
Yes. So a lot of lighting work, a lot of covering, but it's been a lot of effort. And by the end of it, I think probably about 250, 270 people will have had a hand in working with this. The children from the school, volunteers here. So it's the epitome of a community project.
Fabulous. Is that the fabled moon at the other end of the room?
That is the moon, yes. And the moon gets a makeover every year. And this is a new version of, because it's actually got a steel chassis. To aid with storing, and it gets sort of skinned, as it were, every year. That gets taken off, and and starts again. Sorry, every 2 years now. Right. Yes. So that is the Moon. Yes.
I won't keep you from your work because time is precious. Just finally, Jill. Obviously, this is very much a community thing. Everybody seems to be really into it here in Slough. Do you welcome off-Cumdens? Can people come and see what's going on Saturday night?
Come and have a look. Come and enjoy the atmosphere and just take in a little bit of Slowitness. Because really, the beauty of this festival is that it's made by the people who get involved. And we try and draw those people in from all parts of our village life. But we do welcome people to come and see what the beautiful lanterns are made. Come and drink the wine and the mulled punch and party with us as well. So, come and have a good time.
Thanks for your time. So there we go. It's happening this Saturday evening. Starts at what time?
It starts, people arrive from around 5:30. There'll be things in the street. Raking at 6:30, processing round, party from 8.
The Slough Moonraking Festival. That's Jill Bond, the event coordinator. And, take my word for it, there's some very, very impressive things going on here in Slough ahead of this weekend.
Breakfast with Rima.
Weekday mornings from 6.
Joining me, Shannon Martin, who was in, if you remember, the first 2 episodes